good natural progress at all that.
Talk about the depth on the edge. How are guys like Mathis and Agbo doing? It looked like Agbo was pretty active yesterday and getting more comfortable after being signed late.
Yeah, I think so too. He definitely a guy I think's more been a defensive end most of his career. You know, we asked them to drop a little bit here and play a little bit differently maybe than he's been accustomed to. So, you know, he's fighting through that and learning that stuff, not just from a mental standpoint, but the technique part of it. But overall, he's doing good. Same thing with Mathis. I think he's a big, strong guy who's got some pop to him, and hopefully we can develop his all-around game to where he can be a player.
With the safeties evaluating them in 11-on-11s, Reed Blanken's going to say kind of let them go and problem solve on their own out there. Especially with the younger guys, what are you seeing from them and how they're handling that?
Well, from the younger guys. Well, Makuba hadn't been practicing, so can't answer that. Sam's been doing a good job. I think Sydney's making real good progress. Who am I missing? Tristan, same thing, making good progress from last year. Tristan just got to eliminate his negative plays. You know, he has the ability to play the position. He just needs more consistency.
That corner spot, are you seeing any separation between Adoree and Keeley right now? What would you like to get?
It's close. You know, I think both of them are having a good camp. But it's close. And been happy with both of them. And we'll see.
When it's close like that, Vic,
What's that?
You said in the spring the thing about reps are the burden of leadership. So if it's close between a young guy and an older guy, do you lean on the younger guy because he needs the reps to get better and there's upside?
Well, if in Adoree's case, he's a veteran, but he's new here. And the things we're asking him to do are new to him. So that kind of cancels out that argument.
Hey, one more about Eli Ricks. He's such a narrow, skinny, lean guy. What have you seen about his physicality and him being hold up, playing the run and doing the things that the corner has to do?
With Keeley?
No, Eli.
Eli. Yeah, I mean, he hadn't played enough yet to know, but, you know, he's going to get a bunch of snaps in the preseason, and hopefully that will show itself. But, you know, he's played good football in college. You bring up a good point. We'll see.
Getting back to the edge spot, you said last time that nobody had stood out either positive or negatively just yet. Has that changed with Aziz or Uche yet?
Yeah, I think Josh has had some good practices here of late. He's flashed and had some really good plays. You know, like a lot of the guys that are new, he just needs to eliminate the negative plays. And the negative plays aren't something that you guys may see or know. You know, it's just reacting and covering and the way we want to play the run, you know, the nuances of the defense. He's got to master those. But overall, he's had a good camp, and I see him getting better each and every day. And the same thing with Aziz.
When you say that Sydney has made progress, in what areas do you feel?
Who's that?
Sydney, when you say he's made progress, in what areas do you feel specifically that he's taken the biggest strides?
Overall, the entire game, again, just needs to put some polish on his operation. And, you know, just recognize things a little quicker. And I think that will take his game to the next level. What's that?
Think McCool will be available for you on Thursday?
Probably not.
What have been your impressions of Kevin Patullo in his new role?
What's that?
What have been your impressions of Kevin Patullo in his new role?
I don't know. I'm watching our 11 guys that are out there. I'm not evaluating Kevin.
As a rookie, what do you think of Ty Robinson trying to, as a rookie, how do you think he's picking things up? Where do you think his progress?
I think he's picking things up at a good rookie's pace. I don't think that will be an issue for him in the long run. Just got to see him be a little bit more active and a little bit more decisive in his play, which, you know, with the more reps that he gets, I think that will come.
In the playoffs last year, Vic, you said you'd like to mix and match different linebacker pairs during training camp so they have the background with each other. What's the importance of that for the two linebackers to know how to train with each other?
Because if one goes down, you don't want that play in that game or that rest of that game to be the first time those two guys have played together. Same thing with safeties. We eventually will get to that too. So, you just don't want to always be ones, twos, threes. You want to mix guys up because you never know when somebody's going down and now they got to play next to somebody that they've never played next to before, even in practice. So you want that done in practice.
It seems like you've thrown a lot on Jahad Campbell's plate the last few weeks. How do you gauge when a rookie is ready for that, and how do you think he's responding to it?
Yeah, that's a good question. And it's a harder question, with the practice time and reps not being way up there, So it's a fine line that we're trying to manage. We're probably a little guilty of putting too much on his plate, but, time is coming. Days are disappearing.
Do you see a scenario more where you play, you have such depth at that inside linebacker spot, where you have three on the field at the same time, obviously throw that not in the head, but it's where you have three on the inside linebacker, you do it.
Playing inside linebacker?
Well, I mean, obviously, some teams have a middle of the road insane. If you ever see something like that, just for a brief time.
Probably not.
Have you
Last
seen
week you
anybody?
said that you wanted-
What's that?
Last week you said you wanted to see more Cooper at safety. Have you gotten more to evaluate him there?
Yeah. And just like I thought, he can be a good safety. Just the other day we had a route that we struggled with last year in games to pick up, and he did it like he'd been a safety his whole life. So, yeah, he'll be a good safety if we need him there.
We've seen some inside linemen getting reps on the edge.
You've seen
some interior linemen getting reps on the edge. What do you like about that, and how many of you guys can do it?
how many can do it?
Yeah.
It won't be a steady diet of it. It's just when we're in a nickel package and we want to make it an odd look, one of them will kick out.
Campbell's had a few reps on the edge.
He's what?
He's had a few reps.
A few?
Have you seen anything that minimum amount
Have I seen anything? Yeah, he needs a lot of work at it. Again, that's going back to the previous question. That's adding thing to his plate right now. And in defense of him, he hadn't been coached up enough to be on the edge and play the way we want to play. So, part of that's him being overloaded. Part of that's us not getting him ready, which is just a product of lack of time and lack of reps.
All right.
Thanks.